Hey guys, Mono here. I hope you're enjoying Battlebit as much as I am, but one thing that I noticed while playing is that there's a couple of things that most players don't seem to know or understand, and which will completely change your gameplay for the better. So I'm gonna give you 5 tips here to improve your Battlebit experience. As always guys, if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like, and if you're part of the 80% of my viewers who are not subscribed yet, then you know what to do. Alright. By far, the most important tip that I can share is to use the Alt key to zero in your sights to the proper distance. Once you do, you will notice an absolutely massive difference in the number of shots that you land. I've read somewhere that guns are zeroed at 300 meters as default. I don't know if that's the case, I don't think that's the case, but there really is a night and day difference once you do this. Unfortunately, you have to do this every single time you spawn. There doesn't seem to be a way to save this between your different lives. I hope they patch that in because it's very annoying. Sometimes you just forget to do it and you're missing your shots. And actually, if anyone watching does know a way to save this, then please leave a comment down below. So every time you spawn, you want to quickly hold Alt and scroll up to set the proper distance. I find that using 50 meters is extremely effective in most engagements, in most maps. Obviously, if you're engaging at longer distances, then set it at 100 or 200. You can equip a rangefinder as well, but I think most of the time you just want to leave it at 50 meters or increase it to 100 if you need to take some longer shots. Remember to do this every time you spawn, and just by doing this, you will instantly get better at the game. Alright, tip number 2 is for squad leaders only, but if you're in a squad and you're not squad leader, you can use your voice chat to remind the squad leader of this or to teach them in case they don't know. You can create a spawn point for your squad by holding down mouse wheel, select this Wi-Fi looking thing from the bottom left, and then place it pretty much anywhere. You can put these inside buildings or outside. There's not many limits as to where you can build these, and you can also build some walls to defend them or block access to them because they can be destroyed by gunfire and they make a fairly loud static noise. So you really want to place them further away from the enemy so they won't be too easy for the enemy to reach them, but they also allow you to spawn at a convenient location. Also, once someone spawns on them, then make sure to spawn on the player and not the spawn so you don't give away its location. I've seen maybe 1 in 20 squad leaders use this, and it just completely changes the way you play because it allows you and your squad to keep the pressure up on a point way more effectively and just stay in the fight a lot longer. So it makes a massive difference when you see a squad using this versus a squad that's not using this. Chances are the squad with the spawn point will definitely win that fight. Alright, tip number 3, use vehicles as spawn points. The trick to this is that it only works when the vehicle is still in the blue part of the map. After you leave the safe zone, you can no longer spawn in a vehicle, and this is a great way to have a nearby spawn to help defend your backline. Instead of having to spawn back at the HQ and just run all the way to the front or grab a vehicle, you can spawn right at the edge of the blue zone and get to the objective a lot faster. So what you might want to do is get a truck or a quad stuck somewhere like between trees or next to a building or something to make sure no one moves it past the blue zone, because if you don't, chances are someone is going to take that vehicle and drive away with it and completely ruin your spawn point. Okay, tip number 4 is bind your first aid key to your drag key. So in my case, I set F as my first aid kit button. What this allows you to do is to both bandage and drag a teammate at the same time. So you can get revives done a lot faster and safer by just moving someone away from the fire while also healing them up. So you don't have to go through the stage of dragging them and then reviving them. As a side note, if you want to level up fast, then just go ahead and play medic in this game. You get a ridiculous amount of XP by just healing and reviving players. You want to try to stick to a spot where there's a lot of infantry fighting and just revive everyone as they die. You will get a ton of XP. Obviously, this is going to depend on the map. Some maps will group players more than others, but definitely try it out if you want to level up quickly. Alright, and last tip is to build barricades. For this, you need to hold down the mouse wheel and then select the first icon on the top left, and then you get a bunch of options. The first 2 are like boxes, like 1 box and 2 boxes stacked on each other. Then you have wall and wall with some slits that you can shoot through, and this is incredibly good if you're playing as support, because once you select what you want to build and then you place it, you will have to hold F to actually build it. But by playing support, you skip that step completely. Instead, these objects will just spawn completely built already. This combined with smoke grenades will make a massive difference when you're trying to push the enemy, especially through relatively open terrain like a street or somewhere else where you don't have a lot of cover. Just keep building stuff in front of you. You can stack the walls on top of each other if you need more cover. And I swear, guys, I think most players haven't noticed how strong this can be, because once they do, we're just going to see a whole different gameplay out, because you can even build these inside of buildings to keep people out, and it's just a completely different way to play the game. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this video. If you do have any other tips to recommend, then please make sure you leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, then please give it a like, think about subscribing to the channel for more. And as always, thank you for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next one.